this week, actually, isn't it?
Really important. You know, winning ways will only come with a performance. But it's a really important game for us in front of his own fans, and you know, on the back of our most disappointing period of the season. You know, it's something we've addressed with the players this week. You know, look for a couple of reasons perhaps, but certainly looked most importantly on what it's going to take to fix it up, and you know, we're giving the players a really narrow focus this week on what areas of our team performances we need to improve, and you know, pretty simply we're missing too many tackles at the moment. You know, so we'll have a look at the reasons, the whys and the what fors for that, and hopefully we can turn around some of those defensive efforts and give ourselves more of a chance in the game, because certainly over the last 3 or 4 performances, Wigan apart, I thought we defended good for long periods at Wigan. As defence has been way down on where it needs to be.
So do you think you've gone back to basics a little bit then, sort of just tackling, and sort of, do you feel that's what it is?
Well, I think it's a reminder of when we've had some successes this year, what we've done really well. Not just a reminder, but showing the players that, and having a look at some of the reasons on why and where it's gone wrong over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So we've kept our practices in this week around that, and hopefully we'll see enough of an improvement in it this week to make sure we have a decent crack with the ball.
They'll need to be pretty strong against Salford, because they can score a few points when they want to.
They can. I think they've had a good influence on the side this year, and I think their attacks running, their attacks structured really well. Mm-hmm. They're all very much on the same page. They're a team that come up with some smart trick plays as well, and I think in comparison to where they were 12 months ago, I think they've come on a ton. Mm-hmm. So we know they're going to. We've had some good wins this year. They're going to provide really strong opposition for us. But our focus, to be fair, our focus has been very much on ourselves this week. Before we spend too much time on looking at Salford, we need to fix up some stuff in our own backyard.
I remember you saying when you took longer to Hull that you thought his future was in coaching. You'll not be surprised that their attacks pretty decent with him.
Yeah, no, he's. I said that back then when he was a player, and he's a guy that's got a terrific eye for the game, and can pick some really good things in and out of the side, and I think there's a strong influence from him, within the way Salford are probably playing at the moment, and I think Phil's looking after the defence. I think they've got them well organised as well. I think they're a really competent team that's got some touches of class in there as well.
Can you see Sean making it long term head coach?
It depends what he wants to do. Obviously this year's, I speak to him pretty regular. I speak to Sean every week or a couple of times a week. We talk a lot about rugby league, and I think there's no doubt he's got the knowledge and the passion and the desire for it. But it's very early days for him at the moment. Does he want to progress to be an head coach? You'd have to ask him that. And head coaching is obviously very different. There's a lot of different things that you have to take on within that role. And I don't know if he's quite mad enough to take that on. Although some people might argue differently on that.
So his madness will never be questioned.
But he's got a very smart rugby league brain and intellect. It's early days for him, but I think you'll probably find him in the game for at whatever level for a long time.
No place in the exam squad. Are you surprised about that?
That's interesting. That I had a talk. Obviously, Catalans are here. But
got 6, haven't
I had a chat with some of their coaches last night, and. We were talking about that. I haven't looked into the squads too much. I guess in a 30-man squad, Paul Ayton might be considered a little bit unlucky given his form. given his form this year that he has missed out, and I probably think the other bloke that we would have had given a shout was Dean Collis, but unfortunately Dean's not been on the field enough for us this year to probably stake a strong enough claim to play in the centre. I really thought if Dean hit his straps and were a regular in our side, he'd have a chance of that, but that's not been the case so far. But Paulie might be considered unlucky to have missed out on a 30-man squad, I would say. But then again, I'm not a guy that has been watching from a selection point of view too many of the overseas players. Obviously I watch my own team and I've got a bias to some of that. But I think in a 30-man squad he may well be slightly unlucky.
Injury wise, where are you at the minute? Ali's still out.
Ali grade 2 hamstring. Took a couple of days to get his scan done over Easter period, but grade 2 is probably a little bit better than what we expected. We feared the worst initially on the night and the subsequent days. He was struggling with his range, but it's a grade 2 which is 4 to 6 weeks. So we're hoping Warrington. Yeah, we're hoping Warrington is the worst case scenario, which is obviously good news. And Steve Southern's having a bit of a problem with the calf. It's not clearing up as quick as we would have liked. He's probably going to miss out on the squad again this weekend, but hopefully that'll give him enough time. We've got a week off after that. That'll give him enough time to get back, potentially for the St Helens game. And that apart, the only other one is Lucas Walshaw has tightened up a hamstring this week, but that's a daily thing. He may well take his place in the squad this week.
With having the week off for the next cup round, any particular plans for that? Do you welcome the break?
Yeah, we've had a look at it. Do I welcome a break? I'd rather keep playing every week, but having said that, I thought the way the games fell over the last sort of 2 weeks have been extremely hard. We had a trip to London before Easter and then a cup tie on the Friday after the Easter Monday game. I thought that's been really, really, really tough on our squad, really difficult on our squad. Hopefully we'll use this time wisely. We might do some alternate sessions in there. We've got a club night planned where we'll get all his 18s and 20s in there and probably spend a bit of time with our scholarship coaches as well, and within that we might take some sessions away from here, just to try and freshen the boys up. We are back on the following Friday against Saints, so it's not a whole 2 week turnaround on that. We're back on the Friday, so next week we'll take them away from here. We've got a club night and we might do something a little bit different, but we still feel that we can use that time valuable to work on. We had a short pre-season, and once you're in the games, they come thick and fast. So there's plenty of stuff that we feel as a squad it'll give us real opportune time to brush up and probably revisit some stuff that we haven't had time to touch on since pre-season.